All right, Matt, due to popular demand, listen, we said in Parry Encounter this week, we're not going to get into the Cage Warriors predictions, but there were a lot of people that hit us up and they want Cage Warriors 113 predictions. So, Matt, in true Fight Night picks fashion, we're going to pick the top 5 fights on this card, including your featured prelim, which we're going to get into right now, and 2 minutes for every fight on the main card. And Matt, it wouldn't be fair to do 5 minutes for Darren Stewart and Bartosz Fabinski because the fight was just announced this week. Due to the fallout of London, UFC London. We also had this card scheduled for London, also at an extension of the O2 Arena, but instead, matchmaker and president of Cage Warriors, Graham Boylan, moving everything over to Manchester. It's going to be behind closed doors, and the first fight that we're going to be previewing is your featured prelim between Steve Aimable and Perry Goodwin. And Matt, this is one of my favorite fights on the card. There's a reason why I went with this featured prelim, because I think this could possibly be a fight 100%. Of the night. You have Diddy Kong versus the Predator, 2 great nicknames. Matt, a lot of people are going to be familiar with Steve Aimable. He had a decent win streak going 4 fights in a row before he faced off for the title against Mads Burnell in his last time out. It was supposed to be a 5-round fight. It was supposed to be for the title. He missed weight and weighed in at 145.2 pounds, which absolutely sucked for him.
It does.
Matt, talk us through the way that fight went.
He's pretty lucky that fight didn't go 5 rounds because Mads Burnell came out like a man possessed, and for a grappler, showed some of the best pure boxing we've ever seen, just in Cage Warriors, really. He went out there, a lot of body hooks. Steve Aimable does not keep his hands up for a whole fight. It's really weird. Once cardio starts to become an issue for him, his hands slowly come down. But it's not like a lot of fighters where their defense gets worse as the fight goes on, but just marginally. His gets way worse after about the first round. And that's really something you have to watch out for, especially fighting a guy like Goodwin, who's as heavy-handed as he is.
Yeah, which is really interesting that you say that, too, because if you looked at Steve Aimable today on the scales for the fight against Goodwin, a lot of people said he was drawn out, but a 45er nonetheless. And Perry Goodwin, I mean, what can I say about him? Really good striker. He's one of those guys that a lot of people are pretty low on him, depending on who he goes up against. But before his last fight, which he won, he faced off against Jack Grant, Rafael Macedo. Then he took on Alexander Jakobsen, knocked him out, and then fought Reese McKee. Lost that one by submission. But Matt, Perry Goodwin's one of those perennial underdogs that has great hands, great hooks, really good striking. If he's on the back foot or if he's pushing forward, he's good both ways. In terms of the odds, Aimable, the favorite here, coming off the title shot, minus 160. Perry Goodwin, plus 135. I actually like those odds. And out of 177 votes over on Tapology, 88% going with Aimable, 90% predicting a decision. What do you think about this one?
I do think Aimable's going to get it done. You can't take too much from a bad loss to Mads Burnell just because he's been there and done that at the highest of levels. I mean, former UFC fighter, of course. And going into this fight, he's just the more well-rounded of the two. Goodwin, you've seen him kind of struggle on the ground. But if this is a purely kickboxing type of a fight, Perry Goodwin could go out there and just completely starch him. So it's a really close one to predict, but I'm going to pick Aimable by decision.
Close one, too, and I like this stat, too. If you look at these guys in terms of total record, Aimable 14-6, 8 wins by knockout. If you look at Perry Goodwin on the other side of it, he has 6 of 9 wins by knockout, so it should be a good striking 100%. Matchup. But if Aimable does decide to bring it to the ground, you have to worry there. I'm going to side with the underdog here in Perry Goodwin. He's got a couple of different teammates on this card, including Lewis Monarch. But this should be a great fight. Okay. And if it is on the feet, expect this to be a possible fight of the night. Really looking forward to it. And Matt, listen, we've got 5 predictions, like I said, for Cage Warriors 113 with Fight Night picks. As we always like to say, check out those predictions, but also let's get into it.